Alright, if you saw my last video, I got a Kato FEF Greyhound. Looking very nice. However, I already had an FEF, and it's right there. So, we're gonna compare the two today, see which one's better in random testing. I have no idea which one, but they both look good, especially in motion together. And we're gonna see which one can do random tests better, of course. Take your pick. Which one do you prefer? Would like to know your thoughts. Do I keep this one, which I'm thinking about selling because I have this one now? I don't know, but yeah, let's get a testing and find out which one reigns supreme. All right. Before we get going here, I guess I should mention one thing. These might look a little bit funny to you, or a little bit different. It is because I took the smoke deflectors off. Always thought they looked a little goofy on these for some reason, and I think it looks much better without them. But for comparison's sake, let's stack them back on just to kind of show what they should look like together. All right, now here's what they quote-unquote should look like. Again, I think it's a little goofy. Give me an amen if you agree. I don't know. There's just something about it that doesn't quite sit with me. It looks better in person, like in the real one, but on the model, I don't know. It just has this goofy kind of look to it. It's hard to place, but it's just off for me. So, you know, when I did this original review, I said I'm taking these off forever, because once you reveal what's underneath, it's like, oh my god, that is a train right there. That is like perfect. Stereotypical, like that is what a train in my head looks like, not with these goofy smoke deflectors. So much better in my opinion when they're like this. Which one looks better? That is a tough call, because they both look great. This one's definitely more traditional. That one's unique and different. And I like unique and different, but I also like a good traditional looking train. So if I had to come down to it, I guess I'll give it to the Greyhound, because man, it is just a sharper look with that splash of yellow color in there. So congratulations, Greyhound, you won that round. All right, first up here, we're just gonna do a dead stop speed run. I got the new Challenger. Well, it's not a Challenger, it's a 844. But the new guy is lined up first. He's gonna start right here where the re-railer ends. That's the starting point, and he's gonna start from a dead stop, rush on down this straight track here, past the city, and over to where the defending champion lies right here. And this, when you cross this line at the rear railer on this side, that will be the end of the race. So we're gonna see who can do that stretch of track fastest using the same speed dial. So just for reference, I'm gonna take this and quickly grind it on up to 75%. That's what I did all my other race tests in, so we're gonna do it right at that point again. All right, here's test one. It's off and running. And approaching the end. Bam, it's over. All right, here's the OG. We're lined up and ready to go. Let's start her up and see what happens. On down the line, you can see it's being stared down by the new Challenger and across. Okay, race results. They are in, and we do have a fairly clear winner. You would have thought they would be the same, because it's the same engine, just separated by 7 years or so. But the Greyhound did it in 10.93 seconds. Which is irrelevant because you don't even know how long it is. I didn't bother to measure it. But the regular 844 did it in 11.27 seconds for a difference of 0.34 seconds apart. Here's the race what it looked like if I sync up the footage. You can tell they both got off to a good start, but then the Greyhound clearly did finish first. If we check out the photo finish picture there, it beat it by about 3 inches or so. So it wasn't close, which maybe is surprising, maybe it isn't. It is a 7-year-old newer engine compared to when I bought the other one. So who knows if that has a factor, or if they retooled something to make it just a little bit faster, or use just less power to go further, I guess, is the other way to look at it. But yeah, with that test, the Greyhound is pretty much 2-0 right now, if you go with the paint scheme look over the other one. And I realize this photo actually might be a little confusing if you don't think about it, because both engines are in both pictures, but the top one is the regular 844 and the bottom is the Greyhound. If you noticed, during the race, I had the other one that wasn't running set stagnant at the end, looking on to the other one. So obviously the motion blur is the hint of which one's real and which one's just sitting there. But you can see the Greyhound did cross the line before the 844 did. All right, well that was one test and this is another. So similar fashion, we're gonna run at the same speed from a dead stop. Starting point is where the Greyhound is right now. Challenger goes first. Got the UP excursion train lined up behind it. We're gonna see who can go around the inner circuit fastest. So it kind of goes like this, around here, back that way, loops back, and then back up here and around, and then through. So we'll start it up here and see who wins this title. And it's off. Following it around over here, behind the castle. Like I said before, this one looks great in motion. Look at that. Love that new color scheme. It's coming up on around the... Oh no! Major problems. Its first derailment. Wah wah. Well, if you saw my unboxing of this guy, you would have seen that I said that the old one is prone to derailment, and apparently this one is too. I may have been running it too fast for that corner, even though it says it's an 11-inch radius minimum, and I'm pretty sure that minimum around the inner loop is 11 inches over there. But no matter, we're gonna pop it onto the outer loop and do it again. And this time even at not 75% up the dial, but back to 50%. So halfway up is where we're gonna run it, just to slow it down a little bit too. Hopefully that fixes any glitches and is able to get a complete circuit out and around. So starting point, same as before, right here at the gate. It's gonna do one loop around the outer loop, which in this case will go way over there and around the couch and back and forth and over here again once more. I'm not gonna kind of show the whole thing of this one. We're just gonna see the ending and the beginning, because that's the important bits. And, you know, once we line it up here, we'll be able to tell real fast what's what. So, Alexa, hit those lights.
Okay.
We are ready to rock and roll once more. Alright, well, it's already looking good. It's coming back around to do its final loop on the other side there. You'll see it pass by. Here it comes, final stretch, and across the line. Alright, old guy teed up now. So here it is, and it's all of its glory, of course. Who will be better? Let me set it up again, and we shall see. This time I'll follow this guy for those who like this one. See it in motion again. Always good to see that wheel action. This one's always had that weird little whine to it. The other one I noticed did not have that. It's like a scratching noise. I don't know what the deal is there. Alright, so it's going to get really boring really quickly here because it's going to head up behind the couch. So I'm going to cut it here and fast forward to the end, which is the part that we, let's quite be honest, care about in this test. Alright, no derailments for this one either to speak of, because here it comes and across the line. Okay, do we have an upset? Longer train, longer track, a lot of turns in there. We've seen upsets before in previous races. What happened in this one? So, Greyhound did it in 2 minutes, 39 seconds, 0.5 flat. Meanwhile, the older gentleman did it in 2 minutes, 57 seconds, and some change. But it doesn't matter, and I'm not even going to bother with the photo finish because that's a 17.5 second difference between the two, which is pretty incredible. Greyhound wins again. I don't know if you all saw that coming. I thought it was going to be a little bit closer, especially how the last race went. I mean, 0.3 of a second. Just thinking about it, the distance traveled here was probably, maybe 10-ish times longer than that last race. So you would think that the race would be about 10-ish times the 0.3 seconds we saw before, which would put it around 3 seconds or so, based on that previous race. But no, it was a 17-second difference. The big difference here, obviously, is they're pulling a long train, so that's going to pull back on the power. But obviously, if it's the same engine, they'd pull back on at the same rate, one would think. But no, the Greyhound really egged out there and did it in a much faster time, which was kind of surprising. I did think it would be a little bit more closer than that. So interesting stuff. How about that? A clear winner? 3-0 Greyhound, I guess. I didn't really have any other tests to test with because that was all that I could come up with. That was a valid thing to do. If you have other ideas, I'm all for it. Put it in the notes below and maybe I'll do it. I'm looking for other tests too, like maybe you want to test the Greyhound with the big boy or something like that, because by the time you see this video, perhaps I already sold the 844 regular, because that's still going to be the plan here if I can get the right price for it. If I can't sell it for a good price, no big deal. I'll just keep them both. They still look good in the display case, I guess. Maybe I'll put the smoke deflectors back on the regular one, just to change it up from the big boy, but no matter. This was a fun little test here that is really meaningless at the end of the day, but interesting to note how much better the Greyhound performed with what we did. So there you go. All right, consolation prize, I guess, is you get to see both of these run together. Could very well be the last time you see the black one, but this is what they look like both in motion. It's been a fun ride, original black one, but your time may have come to an end here, especially if you stopped. What happened? There you go, you're picking up, I guess. Why are you sputtering? There she both be. You know, like I said, it's been fun, but I don't really run the black ones too much because of all the problems with derailment. Although testing the new Greyhound one, I'm getting derailments too. Because even testing for this shot, I spun him around the track once, but he can't make it up that hill without derailing. I think there's too many cars behind it to pull at that speed. So, unfortunately, you know, that is unfortunate. I don't think I can do it on the inner track. I think I can only run it on the outer. But that's, you know, it is what it is. And this is what it is. And you might be saying goodbye to this guy very soon. Alright, well, I backed the Greyhound up back the other way so we can get a cool shot of them both going over the bridge together. For whatever reason, it was having a real struggle with that turn right here, going up the hill and making that bank, pulling this train. So, if you back it up the other way, it seems to work. I don't know. That's just the way it is. But let me get them going here, and for one final epic shot across the bridge, here we go. Look at them fly. Maybe speeded the Greyhound up a little too much.